Sit. Okay. So let us start with Vaisheshika. अच्छा हाँ, अरे वो लगाना एक वो लगा लो, एक स्लाइड थी एक बार सिद्धार्थ ने दी होगी। That's a separate topic. All will be done separately. So theory of error and theory of validity of knowledge. Theory of error and illusion is the same thing. Both of these theories, we will do it separately because we have to study all schools in it. So we will study it एक साथ. Question भी ऐसे ही आता है. वही है. प्रमाण्यवाद. थोड़ा ना अभी हम वैशेषिका स्टार्ट करते हैं. We will do the perception thing when it comes. Okay. Vaisheshika school, very easy, very simple and very interesting. सब spellings ठीक है. All spellings are correct. Best is to write in transliteration, but all of this is okay. Don't fight. A नहीं रह गया, I नहीं रह गया, E. But वैशेषिका ऐसा आना चाहिए. Some people even write वैशेषिका. एक कोई इसमें भी SH लगा देता है ना? No problem. Either write in transliteration or write in anything which is understandable. Fine. अब स्पेलिंग मत लिखने लगो. एक स्पेलिंग पकड़ो जो उनसे अच्छी है. अन्यथा सीधे शून्य में क्या करेक्ट करना है मैम? वेयर? अभी तो हमने कुछ शुरू ही नहीं किया. What are you asking, Shobha? So Vaisheshika school is allied with Nyaya school. Whatever we will write in Nyaya, we can also use in Vaisheshika, and whatever we will do in Vaisheshika, we will also use in Nyaya. So the question sometimes comes combined, and sometimes they will even ask something which we have studied in Vaisheshika with the name of Nyaya. So they may ask, what is the Nyaya's theory of atomistic creation? Atomistic we will study in Vaisheshika, but they have asked Nyaya's. So it means you will write that only, because these two have taken majority of metaphysics and epistemology of each other. Nyaya has focused more on logic and epistemology, how we can know. Whereas they have adopted the metaphysics of Vaisheshika school. Vaisheshika has emphasized more on metaphysics itself, theory of creationism. That is why we are studying them separate. But actually, these two schools should not be studied separately. They are allied systems. Only difference is we have already seen the categories and the number of pramanas accepted by them. Bas. Apart from that, nearly even the concept of God, creation, destruction, atomism, bondage, liberation, aim of life, everything remains same. So if we have to talk about what remains same, कितने points हो जाएंगे? Tell me, what is the similarity between Nyaya and Vaisheshika? Of course, अरे metaphysics पूरा metaphysics लिख दोगे? 2 ही points बनेंगे फिर तो. हाँ? Both are theistic. Okay. Both are Astic. Okay. God. Both accept God. God as as efficient cause, atomistic, realistic. एक second. Realistic. हाँ, both accept suffering and the. हाँ, वो okay. Plural is pluralistic. हाँ. Yeah. Okay. So they both accept bondage and liberation. Bondage means soul coming in contact with manas and body, whereas liberation means soul detaching itself from body and manas. Okay. Huh? एक second. Consciousness, sorry, soul is unconscious and inactive. Okay. Knowledge and consciousness are accidental qualities of soul. एक ही बात है वैसे ही, but still, हाँ. असत्कार्यवाद, बिल्कुल. What else? हो गया. Epistemology related to pratyaksh and inference. Vaisheshika doesn't accept na Upaman and verbal testimony. Because they accept verbal testimony as well as Upaman as a part of inference only. Perfect. Co-eternal realities of atoms, space, time, souls, manas, etc. What else? Okay. So the 6 qualities of God. Sufficient? Okay. और चाहिए? नहीं? Differences 2 हमने लिखे ही हैं. ठीक है? Compare and contrast. If the question is compare and contrast, what are the similarities and differences? How Nyaya is different from Vaisheshika? We can write. We know the similarities. We know the differences. So we can do it. Fine. Now coming to the metaphysics, most of it you know. So first we will understand what is padarth. Padarth or substance. So according to Vaisheshika, the world is made up of padarth, substance. Everything is made up of substance. And how many kinds of substance there are? Substances are of 6 or 7 kinds. First is dravya, second is gun, third is karma, then samanya, then vishesh, and last is samve. Navya Nyaya also accepts abhav as the 7th separate category. So Rishi Kanad, who was the founder of Vaisheshika school, gave 6 categories. He talked about abhav, but he did not make it a proper category. So Rishi Kanad talked about these 6 categories. Categories: पदार्थ, सब्सटेंस. सब्सटेंस वैसे द्रव्य को ज्यादा बेहतर कहेंगे, इसको आप कैटेगरीज मानो, है ना? पदार्थ और कैटेगरीज. तो दुनिया कितनी चीजों से बनी है? The world or the existence is created out of these. कोई बात नहीं, उसको रहने दो, बाद में कर लेंगे. End of the class. These 6 categories. Now, in Dravya, first category we are talking about is Dravya. अच्छा, पहले तो पदार्थ और categories क्या है? So categories according to Vaisheshika and Nyaya school is anything that can be thought of, that can be known and that can be named. Anything, any broad category. नहीं लिखा हुआ है, सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है, अभी हम पढ़ेंगे, सब लिखा हुआ है, कुछ नहीं लिखने की जरूरत. I'm just explaining what is in your notes. I will tell you what you have to write. Fine. You can just make these charts if you want. So, category means anything that can be thought of, conceptualized, and that can be named. So, according to Rishi Kanad or according to Vaisheshikas, there are 6 things that can be separately identified as independent and separate entities. And these things together come and make up the world. And all of these things are eternal. All these 6 are eternal. No beginning and no end. Dravya has no beginning and no end. Gunas doesn't start and doesn't end. Karm is again an eternal entity. Sambe, Samanya, Vishesh, all are eternal in their nature. That is why we classify them as categories. But this classification is very flawed. I am telling you right now. And that is why we will criticize it immensely. बिल्कुल दिल पे नहीं लेनी है ये classification. We just have to understand, because if you will understand better, you will be able to criticize it better. Just. Fine. So the 6 categories according to Vaisheshika are, bolo, Dravya, सामान्य, विशेष और साम्य. सामान्य, विशेष और साम्य. अभी समझ में आ जाएगा क्या है ये, है ना. फिर ये बहुत यूजुअल टर्म्स हो जाएंगी, चिंटू, नेहा, पूजा टाइप्स, है ना. दिस विल बिकम एज इजी एज दैट, डोंट वरी. सो वी विल टॉक अबाउट द फर्स्ट कैटेगरी, दैट इज द्रव्य. द्रव्य को हम सब्सटेंस भी कह लेते हैं. बताओ न्याय में क्या क्या चीजें थी? एटम्स, देयर वर एटम्स. हाउ मेनी काइंड्स? व्हाट आर दे? अर्थ. नेक्स्ट वाज ether. Next was space, time, okay, manas and soul. कितने हो गए? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. कितने द्रव्य हैं? There are 9 dravyas. Simple. This is the dravya. Khatam. We will just now try to see the details. So each of these atoms are indivisible, eternal, separate, independent, imperceptible, and what are they else? So they have certain qualities that we will see when we will read it. They come together to form compound objects. So this table is made up of atoms. Our body is made up of atoms. So various atoms come together to form a compound object. And when the compound object breaks, what is left? Atoms. Can someone create atom? Ma'am, some students are not able to join live class. Why? ग्रुप में चल रहा है, क्यों? कब देखा तुमने? अभी क्लास के बीच में? पूछ कराओ. Ma'am, app is not. Oh yes, so app needs some update. There is some update by the IT company. So you all need to update the app. And if app is not working, you can join from web. Well, till the time you are not updating the app, you can join from web portal. हाँ, फिर भी पूछ कर आओ क्या हो रहा है. एक बार बात कर लेंगे ना टेलीग्राम ग्रुप से. मतलब उस ग्रुप में डाल देंगे, क्योंकि जो ज्वाइन नहीं है उसको कैसे बताएंगे हम? लिख दो, लिख दो। ठीक है, सिंपल। कैन is God creating atoms? No. Atoms are uncreated. No beginning and no end. Can anybody destroy atoms? No. They are indestructible. Nobody can destroy them. They can only मतलब अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. They can separate and come together. Conjunction and disjunction. Conjunction and disjunction. This alone can happen with atoms. Atoms are eternal and non-destroyable. Okay. Now what is ether? Ether. Ether is the substratum of sound. Wahi purana. I told you that some will take it as space, some will take it as substratum of sound. So this is the substratum of sound. And how many ether are there? One. Only one ether, which is again infinite, or what do you say, eternal. All of these qualities will also be the same. Then there is space. Space को हम दिक भी बोलते हैं, time को काल भी बोलते हैं. So how many spaces do you have? One. That is infinite. That is again eternal. Same with time. Eternal. One. Continuous. Then is manas. What is manas? Mind. Internal sense organ. Then soul. Soul is soul. Whose accidental quality is consciousness. How many souls are there? Infinite. Because each one of us has our own souls. So when in bondage, soul becomes conscious, because it comes in contact with body and manas and sense organs, and it starts to undergo changes, karmas, actions. And what is liberation? Dissociation of soul, separate from body and manas. And how do soul undergoes life and death? Karma theory, which is also known as अदृष्ट. तुम्हें सब याद हो गया, अलग से याद करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. अदृष्ट. So a person accumulates karma, and on those bases the atoms conjoin, they undergo life, they also accumulate more karma, and after death the karma remains, new life begins. This is how the cycle of life and birth and death goes on, and it will go on till the person understands the true nature of soul. They understand that they need to get rid of body and manas. Just like that, or there is a process to it. There is a process. They will have to work on what? Karma theory. They will have to stop doing interested karma and move towards disinterested karma, nishkam karma. So should they go do good deeds? No. Bad deeds? No. Their deeds should be selfless, uninterested deeds. And once they do, what happens? The karma starts to neutralize, and the moment karma reaches zero, the new karma, the accumulation of new karma reaches zero, what happens? Jivan Mukti. And the overall karma becomes zero, Videha Mukti. In Videha Mukti, what happens? Soul becomes unconscious, inactive, and it becomes free. Will it ever come again bondage? No, because there is no karma left. Is it a positive conception of liberation or negative? Negative. चलो पढ़ो. पहले ये वाला द्रव्य खत्म करते हैं, then we will move on to guna and karma. Okay. Vaisheshika system is of greater antiquity. Antiquity means purana, more ancient, more old. antiquity than Nyaya and is a Saman Tantra. Saman Tantra means allied system. Founder is Rishi Kanad or Kanbhuk or Ulka or Kashyap. Why is he called Kanad or Kanbhuk? Because he used to collect कनक. कनक क्या होती है? गेहूं के दाने, है ना? wheat seeds. कनक हिंदी में बोलते हैं. हाँ, सोना को भी बोलते हैं और गेहूं के दाने को भी बोलते हैं. खाने के लिए. मतलब he was a rishi ना. He could not grow his own things because he was philosophizing. So therefore he needed food and he didn't have time to go and ask for alms. So what he did? Collecting these seeds. Kanbhuk. That is why he's called as. Okay. Nyaya Vaisheshika is a pluralistic, theistic, astic, atomistic realism. इसके अलावा जो हमने लिखे थे वो सब आ सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Name Vaisheshika is explained as the school emphasizes on Vishesh or particularity as the essence of things. We will do Vishesh, you will understand. Vaisheshika accepted that reality consists in difference. The reality consists in difference. That is identity and difference, because they catalog the knowable reals without any attempts to synthesize them. Now they created categories. They did not synthesize them. They rather said the world is made up of 6 categories. 6 different categories, and these categories are knowable reals. Anything which we can know and is real is accepted as padarth or category. Padarth means that which is real. Real means it is real, existing. It has real existence. Knowable, we can know it, we can cognize it, and nameable, we can name it separately. We can think of this concept as a separate, independent concept. All knowable necessarily points to an object which is beyond and independent of knowledge of it. इस लाइन को पढ़ लो, बहुत अच्छी लाइन है. All knowledge necessarily points to an object which is beyond and independent of knowledge of it. There are 2 things. This is existing and I know it is existing. If these 2 things are separate, then it is realism. If it is not existing, only I know it is existing, this means the thing is in my mind. Idealism. थोड़ी hi-fi definition of realism only. समझ में आ गया? Thing exists independent of knowledge of it. Even if I don't know, it exists. Realism. If thing doesn't exist, only my knowledge is there. So if I have knowledge, only then the thing will exist. Idealism. Simple. Language is not given by the God. The power of words or the potency of words to mean that thing which is understandable to others is given by God. The potency is given by God, not the language itself. Language is made by us, but the power of the words is given by God. Okay? That is, the object of knowledge is called padarth. Simply that which can be thought, yani gyaya, named abhidheya, is called padarth. So categories की definition क्या है? That which is knowable and nameable. That real which is knowable and nameable is called as padarth. Ma'am, but how can one mention about it if we don't know about existence of it? Yes, so that is why, Mayank, we have to understand that they have taken help of yogic intuition to know the reality. A normal person cannot know this reality, that how many categories are there. It is only through yogic intuition that they have known, and now they are telling us. Fine? Okay. There are 7 padarths, out of which bhav has been talked by Rishi Kanad. Kanad mentions about abhav, but did not categorize it as a separate padarth because it was later Vaisheshikas who added abhav as a separate category. हमने देखा था padarth. So there are 2 types of classification in padarth, bhav and abhav. Bhav or abhav means, bhav means something which exists, and it is of 6 types. First is dravya, second is quality. Who can tell me all 6 without looking at your notes? With no prize. Perfect. Very good, very good, very good. Very good. In Western philosophy, Western philosophy जिन बच्चों ने कर रखी है, the people who have done Western, tell me how many, what are the various other philosophers we have studied who gave categories? Kant gave categories. And categories. Aristotle gave categories. And हाँ 12 कैटेगरी से इंस्पिरेशन लेके तो उन्होंने अपनी कैटेगरीज बनाई थी ऐसे Aristotle मतलब and Hegel's categories क्या थी कैटेगरीज उनकी? Let us read. In Western philosophy, Aristotle gave categories based on predicates. Kantian categories are molds of understanding through which sensations. ये जो जिन्होंने वेस्टर्न नहीं करी है वो बस इसे पढ़ लेंगे, ठीक, क्योंकि जब हम कांट करेंगे तो हम क्या बोलेंगे? वैशेषिका कैटेगरीज, ठीक है. Hegelian categories are dynamic stages of thought development which is identified with reality. But Vaisheshika categories are different and are metaphysical classification of knowable, nameable, and reals. So Aristotle's categories were not real. Kant's categories were not reals. Reals in the sense, ऐसे दिख नहीं रही थी वो. दिखेंगे तो ये भी नहीं. But ये मानेंगे. At least they are accepting them to be reals. But Kant's categories were mental in nature. Third, Hegelian categories were again not completely reals because real is rational, rational is real. They were not completely accepted. They were dynamic categories which were changing all the time. Whereas Vaisheshika categories are accepted as objective reality with the quality of nameable and knowable. There should be 2 things that should be there. So Vaisheshika categories are different. By any chance कभी categories पे कभी बहुत मुश्किल question बनाना होगा तो किस पे बनाएंगे? Category. Predicates are qualities. What are the various qualities in which something can be divided? Subject, predicate, English. You understand subject and predicate? Ram is tall. So Ram is the subject, tall is the predicate. Quality of Ram. So coming back to Dravya. So bhav are existent things. Existent, ऐसे समझो, abhav is the negation of existence. है ना? All the existent are bhav and abhav means negation of existence. Abhav we will do in great detail. है ना? Here also we will do some of it, but majorly we will do it in Mimamsa. वहां पे दो फिलोसोफर्स हैं, है ना, प्रभाकर और ये कुमारिल भट्ट, बड़ा बड़ा वो लोग खूब इस पे डिबेट करेंगे, है ना। ओके, द्रव्य, द्रव्य इज दैट, अच्छा द्रव्य क्या है? ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, these are dravya. According to Vaisheshika philosophy, dravya is that which within itself has two things, qualities and karma. Within dravya there are qualities and karma, gun and karma. जो दो कैटेगरीज थी याद है, वो कहाँ रहती हैं? द्रव्य में। तो उनको इंडिपेंडेंट मानना चाहिए? नहीं मानना चाहिए, लेकिन वैशेषिका ने माना है। So we will criticize, don't worry, we will criticize, fine. So dravya is that which constitutes gun and karma, qualities and actions. कर्म को actions कह सकते हैं, गुण को qualities कह सकते हैं। Clear? It is the material cause of composite things produced from it. Fine. Human is a composite made up of atoms, manas, soul. So all the composite things. Table is a composite made up of atoms. Okay. World as a whole. It is not merely a collection of qualities and actions, as qualities and actions cannot hang in air because they must be contained somewhere, and substance is that thing. According to Vaisheshika, किसने ऐसी बात बोली थी पहले? Who can we compare it with in Western philosophy? Locke. What is the phrase? What? Perfect. So you people can write here. They also said, na, qualities cannot hang in air. That is why comparison. Suppose support of quality. Perfect. Very good. You people you know, they can write it here. And other people can just write Locke. Compare with Locke. क्योंकि जब हम लॉक करेंगे, then we will talk about this. So qualities and actions, can they hang in air? जैसे कुछ है ही नहीं, अच्छा कलरफुल चीजें ही नहीं है यहाँ पे, सच बोरिंग। चलो, can the color of this hang in air? Can blueness hang in here? No, it needs something. What is that required? Dravya. So color, which is a quality, color is a quality which must be contained in dravya. Similarly, texture is a quality. Texture is a quality. It must be contained where? In substance itself or dravya itself. Similarly, motion, where it must subsist? द्रव्य itself. कुछ होगा तभी तो मूव करेगा ना. Motion needs something. Therefore, substance is that in which actions and qualities inhere. Inhere मतलब उसके अंदर होना, within it. Inhere. Inhere. इसमें. Inhere. Clear? Okay. Example, thread is the material cause of cloth. Atoms which make up the thread are dravya. So atoms are dravya, and atoms come together, they become threads, and threads when they come together, they become cloth. And now the color of cloth, what is it? Is it dravya? It is a quality. Conjunction and disjunction, coming together, so threads come together and join like this. Is it a dravya? No, coming together is a quality. Coming together, separate. Now, if you start throwing this cloth, it will also have some action. It will have some motion. Then karma will also be there. तुमने कपड़ा फेंका, किसी की आंख पे ढक गया, उसका एक्सीडेंट हो गया. Motion. तो किसी चीज में होगा मोशन, therefore motion और कर्म will be in द्रव्य. Okay. Not exactly, we will see what is action. आएंगे ना जब हम एक्शन वाली कैटेगरी पे, then we will see. द्रव्य समझ में आ गया? Now you understand what is द्रव्य? If you understand द्रव्य, you will be able to understand other things easily. Clear? Okay. Now द्रव्य is of two types. One is ultimate द्रव्य, second is compound द्रव्य or compound substance. Ultimate substances are that which are independent and eternal, like ये सब अल्टीमेट ही है, इसमें से सब, ये सब अल्टीमेट है. All of these are ultimate द्रव्य or substances. What will be compound substances? We, table, mountain, river, all of these will be air. All of this is compound substances. Simple. इसमें तो किसी को कोई समस्या नहीं है. Ultimate means they are eternal. They never start, they never end. But compound things start, they are created when the atoms come together, and they are destructed when the atoms separate. Conjunction of atoms creates compound substances, and disjunction of atoms create destruction of compound substances. Clear? Okay. पढ़ लो. This means द्रव्य is an object which has characteristics like colors, textures, motion. Yes, absolutely. Not every substance will have action because it is, that is why they have accepted it as a separate thing. है ना? अब टेबल यहाँ पे है, it's not having any action, but if we throw it, then it will have some action. So Mrinalini, types are nothing. So all of these are ultimate. Ultimate means they are unanalyzable. You cannot break them anymore. Whereas compound substance are composites. So atoms come together to form table. Similarly, atom, ether, space, time, manas, soul come together to form complete world. Atoms, soul and manas come together to form human beings. So it is like these things come together, and coming together means there was some karma which accumulated and they came together to fulfill their karma. And once the karma is done, once the thing is liberated, gone. Human beings में ऐसा होगा, टेबल में साथ में आएगी, तोड़ दो, तिनका तिनका हो जाएगी. Simple. Ma'am, what is the meaning of infinitesimal? Infinitesimal means छोटे से भी छोटा, बहुत छोटा, very small. So infinitely small. So when we talk of universe, it is infinitely large, whereas atoms are infinitely small. Yes. पढ़ लिया आप लोगों ने? So when infinitesimal we are talking about atoms. We are talking about atoms, manas and soul. These three are infinitesimally small. Whereas what are the infinite absolute categories? Dravyas. Ether is infinite, space is infinite, time is infinite. कैसे? ये हम क्या कर रहे, कहाँ आपने इसका मिक्स किया बताओ? किसको किससे मिक्स किया इन्होंने? जैन. हाँ, ऑल परवेडिंग था, लेकिन उसको हम ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे कि साइज जो है वो हर बार चेंज होता जा रहा है. हाँ, वो उसकी बस उन्होंने क्वालिटी बता दी, लेकिन उसके ऊपर हम ज्यादा उसको इलाबोरेशन नहीं है। जैन का कॉन्सेप्ट है, याद रखना। हाँ, सो सोल विल टेक। तुम तीनों क्या करते रहते हो वहां बैठ के? So, ma'am, compound substances are made up of ultimate dravya. Yes, absolutely. Dravya is substratum, material cause, and it has characteristics of various things in it. So, acha, tell me what is wrong in this statement. Dravya is substratum, material cause, as it has characteristics of various things in it. Material cause तो है. Yes, thing. Yes, you should not write these things. The thing, substance. These are technical terms for philosophy, isn't it? Our technical term is substance, thing, object, soul. We cannot use them randomly. Dravya means that in which qualities and motion inhere. Simple. Don't add anything else. What is dravya? That in which actions and qualities inhere. Simple. Okay. How many types of dravya are there? 2. Ultimate and compound. Well, now let us see types of द्रव्य. मतलब ये ओवरऑल कैटेगरी थी, ओवरऑल क्लासिफिकेशन था. इसमें अल्टीमेट द्रव्य कौन कौन से हैं देख लिए हमने. Atoms. Let us talk about atoms. Atoms differ from each other both in quantity and quality. There is difference in quantity as well as quality. Number of atoms in a particular thing may be different, as well as the quality of air, water, fire, and earth are very different. Atoms are eternal substances which are indivisible, uncreated, indestructible, simple, Pramanu. Atoms in Hindi are known as Pramanu. And atoms which are not finite but infinitesimal. They are very, very small. These atoms combine in different proportions to make gross objects like trees, mountains, etc. All to the influence of Adrash. Dynamism is provided by God. किसके influence में साथ में आते हैं atoms? Adrash. And the movement is provided by God. Pramanu are not perceivable and can only be inferred. These atoms combine to form diatom and triatom, etc. Each atom has its own particularity and exists as a separate reality. ये particularity हमारा एक technical term है जिसका नाम है विशेष, है ना? Particularity, particularly नहीं है, particularity. And exists as a separate reality. So each atom is separate and independent. All these atoms are physical atoms. Mental atoms नहीं है, physical atoms है. Coming to ether, Akash. It is the 5th physical substance, which is the substratum of the quality of sound. While sound is perceived, Akash cannot be perceived and can only be inferred. Akash is an all-pervading, eternal, one, non-atomic, partless, infinite substance. So the sound travels through ether. Ether is a 5th physical element or the 5th physical substratum. नहीं, एयर में ट्रैवल उनके हिसाब से नहीं करता. एयर इज मेड अप ऑफ एटम्स. According to Nyaya Vaisheshika, air is made up of atoms. Therefore, there is nothing they could find जिससे कि air sound को वो connect कर सकें. Therefore, they said that there is a 5th element, which is ether, which is the mode or medium through which sound travels. That is why when we studied Charvak, you remember Charvak? He rejected what? Ether, and said that sound travels through air. Impinging of air particles on eardrums. तभी तो आया ना उस समय पे. He criticized the Nyaya's concept of ether as the substratum of sound. Ether as the substratum of sound. Connected? अगर यहाँ पे criticism लिखना होगा तो किसका लिखोगे? लिख लो. ये देख रहे हो? अपग्रेड. वाह. क्या हुआ? हाँ, चाय तो वही है. तो चाय में क्या करेंगे यार? Yes, Kripa Maru, absolutely. Fine? Clear? Let's move ahead. Okay. Then time 1, comma नहीं, comma लगा लो. 1, comma, eternal, all pervading, imperceptible, infinite, partless, indivisible substance. Our cognition of past and present and future depends on time. Similar is the space. पढ़ लो. क्या होगा? Are you okay? Ayushi, are you okay? Sure? Water? जाओ एक बच्चा पानी लेकर आओ. पानी है? है. ओके. तुम लोग पढ़ाई की बहुत टेंशन लेते हो क्या? कौन नहीं ले रहा है? इतना जोर की टेंशन कौन नहीं ले रहा है? अच्छा, I'll tell you one thing. So sometimes we start thinking that, you know, if we are not here, then the world will end. How many of you think like this? But you know, we should not be taking ourselves too seriously. It's okay. It is an exam. है ना? नहीं, तुम्हारे लिए नहीं है, तुम दोनों के लिए नहीं है ये बात. You too. हाँ, ये तो ज्यादा lightly ले रहे हैं. इनको दूसरा lecture चाहिए. But for others, you have to understand it is an exam. Be objective about it, but don't make it a pressure, because more pressure will create less efficiency and productivity. The less pressure you have, more will be your productivity. Yes, only optimal level of anxiety is productive. Optimal is required. And if you are a UPSC student, that optimal will naturally come. Don't overstress. Don't deprive yourself with sleep. Don't deprive yourself with, you know, food, friends, basic necessities of life. Huh? Enjoyment. देखो, enjoyment we all need, but we have to align it with the overall goal. Like, it's fine if you watch one movie in 15 days. But what kind of movie? Don't watch Fukre. Maybe 12th fail, yes. maybe some other thing which can help you in an overall understanding of some concept. Like watch Gandhi. It's a movie and it's a historical movie. We don't know when and how one of the concept you will strike and your prelims question will get corrected. If you want to watch movie, watch Bhagat Singh, Uddham Singh, or what do you say, World War I, World War II, huh? Okay, Schindler, but that's not exactly, what do you say, Interstellar, समझ में आए तो. So we can watch certain movies. So watching movies is not wrong. Similarly, तुम तीनों को प्रॉब्लम क्या है? इनको हाँ अलग बिठाना पड़ेगा ना. इनको अलग बिठाते हैं फिर ये रोते रोते आ जाते हैं. नहीं मैम हम नहीं बोलेंगे, साथ में बिठा दो, साथ में बिठा दो. हाँ लास्ट टाइम. चलो कंटिन्यू. सोल. There are innumerable souls which are independent, individual, eternal, and all-pervading spiritual substance. You see, all-pervading. It's a general. Vibhu is a general term which they have used for spiritual substance, which is the substratum of accidental or adventitious quality of consciousness. Accidental means, will it be present always? No. Sometimes it will be present, sometimes it will be not. Adventitious means it is additional quality. It's not an essential or necessary quality of soul, but a additional quality. Adventitious roots कौन-कौन सी होती हैं? Adventitious roots, bio, botany. अच्छा कितने तरीके की रूट्स होती हैं? 2 types. फाइब्रस, तो एडवेंटिशियस तो तुमने बताई नहीं, 2 बताने के बाद. टैप रूट्स के एग्जाम्पल. ओके. फाइब्रस. Now you see. You know in where is it found? कहाँ से पढ़ते हैं हम ये सब? NCERT. You know which class? 6th, 7th class NCERT. And if a question UPSC asks, you will say, isn't it? How many of you are reading NCERTs? You people are reading? Just started. Okay. Read it once in a while. Okay, na? How you can complete your NCERTs? Either watch videos over it or, just make a target. Reading 20-30 pages per day. Simple. है ना? तो अपना शाम को 6th, 7th, 8th तो ऐसे निकल जाएंगे, पता भी नहीं चलेगा. एक दिन में ही खत्म हो जाती है, वो तो बहुत सिंपल होती है ना? Your main basic, material will come after 8th. But remember, even 6th NCERT is important. Some very basic concepts we forget and we must revise it. Don't feel like अच्छा 6th की NCERT हमें क्या बता देगी? You must read. Structure provide करे मैम वो रूट ब्रिज. I didn't get the yes, but you must know in which plants does we have fibrous root, where we have adventitious root, where we have tap roots, because some of the example can be asked in a match the following or in general also, you know, some statement about it. Okay, fine. Coming back. So adventitious or additional quality of consciousness. ठीक है? Certain points about soul we have also written in Nyaya. Take it from there. तबे ठीक है बेटा? बुला के लाओ एक लड़के को. जाओ. कॉफी, नींबू पानी बनवा दूं? Have some salt. बस इसमें salt quantity उतनी नहीं होती है ना. Take some salt. नहीं, इलेक्ट्रॉल तो वो भी पी रही है, लेकिन some salt will be required immediately. नमकीन बिस्किट हो किसी के पास? तब तक मनस पढ़ लो, कुछ खास है नहीं उसमें. Substratum means, it's a very basic word. It means something which holds something. Holds. जैसे medium. Yes. It's like medium. नमक ले आओ थोड़ा सा पानी में. नींबू है? नमक नींबू शिकंजी बना के ना गुड़िया के ले आओ. Sky. Not in that sense. Akash, now we understand as sky in Hindi, but Akash earlier was again understood like a medium. Currently we understand air as a medium, right? So earlier air was not considered as a medium. It was considered as a as something made out of air particles or air atoms. Whereas medium, which was separate from this, was Akash or ether. Not exactly. There is no specific word. Everywhere. Everywhere. They don't interact, but they exist together. Imperceivable. Yes. So understand it like this. There are these three concepts: space, ether, and time. है ना? All these three are one and infinite. So space is everywhere. Everything is within space. Within space. Now there are four atoms which combine and make compound things. Now air is also taken up as a air atoms. It is not taken up as a medium. Now according to science we think it as a medium, but earlier it was not considered as a medium, rather a separate atoms itself. Now in this space there is another medium within space itself, which is ether. Ether is the medium for sound or substratum of the quality sound. In this substratum of ether and space, there are all these atoms which combine and destruct. समझ में आ गया? नीचे करो. आप कहाँ चले गए थे? हाँ करो नीचे. मैम और करो नीचे. अच्छा मैम प्लीज आंसर. समटाइम आई फील वेरी एंशियस. So anxiousness is a very common feeling, and it will always be there. If you have entered the UPSC arena, it will always be there. But you know, sometimes you have to understand that optimal level of anxiousness is okay. Anxiousness जरा सी भी नहीं होगी जैसे तो पढ़ाई नहीं हो पाएगी. A little bit anxiousness is okay, but only the optimal level. The chart goes like this. This is the optimal level of anxiety, and this is the performance. ठीक है? तो नहीं उल्टा कर दिया. सही था. हाँ तो आपकी एंजाइटी अगर ज्यादा बढ़ेगी तो क्या होगा? थोड़ी सी बढ़ेगी, your performance will increase. If your anxiety increases above the optimal level, your performance will start decreasing. Therefore, you always have to understand that your anxiety should not go overboard. And when it is going, what will you do? Break is okay. You just have to, you know, self-counsel yourself. Self-counseling is, it's okay. It's an exam. I need to prepare, but it's not my life. You have to motivate yourself in a sense. पढ़ लेंगे ना? हाँ? नहीं, optimal things you have to manage. जहां पे टेंशन नहीं हो, सिंसियरिटी रहे, है ना? सिंसियरिटी should not be lost, but you should not become serious, है ना? You should not stop smiling. You should not stop being human. But yes, you should become a serious, sincere human being. Ma'am, you are saying in one lecture to attend optional class live, as we have geography class that consumes our mind energy, so I take recorded philosophy lectures. It's okay. You can take recorded, live, offline, online. Only requirement is you should understand. Simple. If you understand, if you can read and understand, you can write. Perfect. It doesn't matter how you take the class. Okay. Manas. It is the eternal, partless, atomic, imperceptible, innumerable physical substance, which is the internal sense organ to provide knowledge to soul. Mind is atomic and does not give rise to compound objects. दो तीन मन नहीं हो सकते हमारे में कितना मन है? There is only one man or manas within us. There cannot be a compound manas made up of 2-3 manas coming together. It will always be single and atomic. मेरा तुम अभी अभी आए हो. And one manas can have different qualities, but the manas will be one. Mind is atomic and does not give rise to compound object, and self perceives internal state of cognition, desire, connection through internal sense organ, that is manas. Atomic is a property. Atom means something which cannot be divided. ये सब बता चुके हैं हम कई बार. Atomy means something which cannot be cut through, which cannot be broken into any more parts. So atom is a quality, or atom is a property, characteristics of something. So manas as an internal sense organ is indivisible. It cannot be divided into two manas. One manas cannot be divided into two manas. It will be only one and only manas. These are basic concepts which we have done, but you have to keep them in mind. है ना? If you like class खत्म, concept खत्म, तो हर बार अगली क्लास में same doubt. Okay. Just as external things are perceived through external sense organs, internal things means cognition, conscious states of mind, desire, lust, anger, all of these are internal internal senses. Internal things are perceived through manas. Atoms, physical body बनाएंगे. External sense organs, manas is the internal sense organ, plus soul is equal to human being that exists in ether, space, time. Which one? So human being is a compound, but manas in itself is a ultimate substance. Ultimate substance means it is one. So how many manas are there? Infinite. In one human being, there is one manas, one soul, and conglomeration of many atoms. Body में बहुत सारे atoms है ना, लेकिन soul कितनी है? One. Manas? But it doesn't give rise to, so when we are saying, so people will compare atoms of air, fire, water and atom of manas, but it is different. Whereas atom of air, fire, water will combine together to form a compound air, a compound matter or a compound water. But the manas will not combine itself with other atoms of manas to give a compound manas. It will only be atomic, single only. Never be a compound. ठीक है? What is the fourth point? अरे अभी तो करेंगे ना, पढ़ेंगे. अभी तो पढ़ा ही नहीं हमने. Manas can come in contact with only one sense at a time. If it could come in simultaneously with many senses, then there would be many perceptions at the same time. So manas can come in contact with how many senses at one time? One only, according to Nyaya Vaisheshika school. This is the specific for there only, and don't put it in other schools also. It is specific thing which is said by Nyaya Vaisheshika. According to them, manas is single, and this single manas can come in contact with a single sense, though it can be very fast. So we can be angry in the next moment, not in the same moment. In the next moment, we can be understanding. In the next moment, we can be happy. In the next moment, we can be laughing. And immediately after laughing, we can be sad. But each time, it is coming in contact with only one perception or one sense. It's not coming in contact. ऐसा नहीं है एक ही वक्त पे मैं दुखी, खुश, नाराज सब कुछ हूं. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. According to न्याय. Each self has a mind. Basically, each soul has a manas. Each soul will have its manas. Okay. So all these sensations that you get is through external sense organs or internal sense organ. So external and internal sense organs give their inputs to whom? Soul. Through what? Consciousness. So consciousness is the property through which these sensations come in contact with soul. If the soul is not conscious, howsoever input you give, will soul respond? No. It has to have that property of consciousness. But now this property of consciousness is accidental according to Nyaya Vaisheshika. The moment the body and soul comes together, it will be conscious. You separate, consciousness is also gone. This thing is not the same in Jainism. In Jainism, The consciousness is the essential quality of soul. You cannot separate consciousness and soul. But here in Nyaya Vaisheshika, you can separate consciousness and soul. Clear? Okay. So Dravya done. Let us move on to Guna. Guna means quality. So according to Kanad, Rishi, ऐसा लिखा है दोस्त तो हमारे ना, according to Rishi Kanad, right Rishi? According to Ram, according to Chindu, क्या ये? According to Rishi Kanad, gun is that which inheres in a substance, cannot exist independently by itself, and possess no quality or action. So what is the definition of quality? Where is it present? Dravya. It is present in Dravya. And can it exist independent of Dravya? No. So can redness exist independent of apple? Redness must be in apple or in cloth or in something, but red must be associated with something, and it cannot exist independent of itself. And the quality itself does not have quality or action. Quality के अंदर action और quality नहीं होती. Quality खुद ही होती है, उसके अंदर quality नहीं होती कि quality के अंदर quality, quality के अंदर quality है ना. You cannot have quality in quality and quality in, it will lead to infinite regress. Therefore there is no quality and karma or action within a quality. Understood the definition of quality? And now it again says it is not a constitutive cause of anything. Redness cannot constitute anything. It is not something on which existence is dependent. Redness quality है, लेकिन exist क्या करती है? Thing. और द्रव्य. द्रव्य exists, and within this द्रव्य the quality inheres. So quality is within substance. Now color cannot be the constitutive cause, because it cannot make something exist. Like clay is the constitutive cause of pot, but is color the constitutive cause of pot? No. Color is not the constitutive cause of pot. समझ में आ गया? Okay. And depends for its own existence on the substance. So color depends on clay. The quality depends on dravya or substance. Who will say this? People who will criticize, maybe? No? Yes. So people who will criticize. But according to Nyaya and Vaisheshika, according to Nyaya Vaisheshika, not just color, its texture, a lot of qualities are there, है ना? So for food, it will be taste also, right? So sour, sweet, all of these are also qualities. So the qualities will be in substance, within substance. And these qualities are like, they cannot constitute something. Now we will criticize that when, but हम criticism बाद में ही पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है? क्योंकि अभी मैं criticism इसलिए नहीं बता रही हूँ, it will mess up with your understanding of gun itself first, है ना? First we should understand what is gun or quality in itself, what is the conception of nyaya, and when we will criticize, we will see on what grounds this conception was criticized. Because if I tell you now the criticism, it will be like the tarif of Amitabh Bachchan in Sholay. You know that? सुनी है? नहीं सुनी? हाँ, 2-4 बच्चे शोले देखी भी नहीं है कि मौसी जी मेरा दोस्त बहुत अच्छा है लेकिन कभी कभी पी लेता है. वो कहती है अच्छा, नहीं वो सिर्फ तब पीता है जब वो जुआ खेलता है. अच्छा, जुआ भी खेलता है लेकिन वो दिल का बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन जुआ सिर्फ तब खेलता है जब ऐसे करके. So we don't want to understand our Nyaya or any philosophy like this. Because if you understand it like this, your answer will get reflected. ये जो dilemma है ना, this counterproductive thing, that will get reflected in your answer. And that is not a very good answer. Your answer should be very well categorized and structured. This is what Nyaya believed. These are the problem areas, and that is why they have been criticized. They can be compared with these philosophers, but all is not bad. This is the importance or significance of this philosophy. This is the structure in which you clearly understand न्याया ने क्या कहा, दूसरों ने क्या criticize किया, लेकिन सब jumbled up हो जाए तो people will not be able to understand. The reader will not be able to understand क्या कहा था, क्या गलत था, mix up हो जाएगा, है ना? That is why criticism should be done separately. Fine? Okay. Coming here. They are accepted as independent reality because they can be conceived, thought, and named independently of a substance where it inheres. So the quality of redness, the texture of softness, all these things, taste, sweet, sour, salty, all of these things can be understood as separate from the quality द्रव्य itself. है ना? Use ना ये white है. This is white. So this white you can understand and you can name it separately from the cup. You can name it because you can have white wall also. You understand this white as separately. Therefore, this is why Vaisheshika has taken the qualities as separate category or good. Clear? Ma'am, how can guna be considered as independent reality, as it can be very based on perspective like colors, texture? That is why. So Nyaya Vaisheshika take it as independent because they think that color, texture, taste, all of these things can be thought and named separately. Just as we can name white as separate. Even though white cannot remain independent, white must be something, na? White t-shirt, white wall, white paper. White must be associated with something. Even though we cannot, it must be associated. It must be present within Dravya. But we can think of it as something separate and name it as separate. Therefore, Nyaya Vaisheshika has categorized them as category. Of course, there will be criticism. Don't worry. Whatever doubts you are having are correct. And we will criticize them. Okay. It is an objective entity, but not necessarily eternal. It is an objective entity. Whiteness is objective. But will the wall remain white forever? It will be stable. For a longer time, it will be white. But after some time, it may turn yellow. So curd is sweet, stable. But after some time, it may turn sour. So the quality may change. But some or the other quality will remain. So it may not be white wall, but it may be yellow wall. But some quality will remain. So when we talk of quality, then it will be eternal. But this particular whiteness has a quality, may not be eternal. Okay? So in some books, you will find quality as eternal in Nyaya, and in some books, you will find quality as non-eternal. These are just two perspectives of the same thing. When you look at from this side and this side. Okay? Okay. Hanji. This is the same quality. The same quality. So according to Nyaya, this color is an objective reality. It is objective reality. So color as a color will remain eternal. It will always be there. But will it be present independently? No. It will have to be associated with, it will have to be inherent in Dravya. Fine. It includes both material and mental qualities. So material qualities like smell, taste, touch. Mental qualities like consciousness. Within consciousness, anger, aversion, all of these are qualities only. Qualities of soul. क्या चीज? क्या चीज? हाँ हाँ. गुण इज अ कैटेगरी. द्रव्य फिनिश हो गया. गुण इज अ सेपरेट कैटेगरी. Mental quality. Soul has a quality, accidental quality of we are here. So gun or the so material things will have qualities like smell, taste, touch, whereas soul, which is spiritual in nature, will have mental qualities like consciousness, which is the accidental quality, and within the consciousness there can be any number of qualities. Aversion, anger, love, hate, envy, ये सब क्या है? Qualities. We will criticize. According to Nyaya Vaisheshika, it is a separate category but dependent on Dravya. It is a separate category but dependent on Dravya. This is what Nyaya believes, but we will criticize. Don't worry. द्रव्य का हाँ हाँ उसमें मटेरियल क्वालिटीज होंगे. ह्यूमन बीइंग्स में मेंटल मटेरियल दोनों होंगे. कॉमन सेंस बेटा. दिस इज कॉमन सेंस. मतलब don't make it so uncommon. Of course. कहाँ है सोल? तो सोल ये एक तुम पढ़ते नहीं हो. No, you have to read before asking. Mental consciousness. Consciousness कहाँ होगी? सोल. सोल कहाँ होगा? बताओ मुझे. Is it something unclear about? Can it be unclear? It is very logical. Wherever there will be soul, it will have the quality of consciousness. And now the consciousness is the accidental quality of soul. This means consciousness is the gun of soul. So gunas are of two types, mental and material. Material will be found in material atoms and mental will be found in soul. Yeah. But still it is common sense. It is static and permanent feature of a substance. Static and permanent means it will have some quality. Substance will have some quality. And it will there, static. Quality will be there. But the quality may change. Some or the other quality will always be there. But the quality may change. It is not the cause of conjunction and disjunction, like action. So the quality, any quality will not be responsible for conjunction and disjunction. Because conjunction and disjunction will be brought by action. कुछ motion चाहिए ना किसी चीज को साथ में लाने के लिए और अलग करने के लिए. So if we are making a cloth from thread, you need some action. You need to make threads come together, weave them in a particular pattern. When you weave them in a particular pattern, what is this? Some action, conjunction. And even to separate it, you will need some action. एक एक धागा अलग अलग करना हो तो कभी किया ऐसे बैठ के एक एक धागा अलग चादर से नहीं, handkerchief or something. So when you do it, you need some action. So conjunction and disjunction will be brought only by action. It is not dependent on quality. It doesn't matter what is the color. Can a color bring conjunction and disjunction? बड़ी सिंपल, बहुत वही लॉजिकल बातें कर रहे हैं जो हम सबको पता है. It is just that they are putting it in words. We all know color cannot bring things together and separate, and it is even rather very very basic to say these things, but because this is how they have to clarify. When we are categorizing, when we are making something as a theory, we have to clarify even those things which are very basic. And that is why these people are just clarifying, but we already understand and know. And the thing is, in answers, we have to write these things only. You will not do, selective rejection. अरे इतना simple कौन लिखेगा? यही लिखना है. If supposedly the question is, how has Nyaya Vaisheshika defined gun and karm? Comment. Then you have to write what is gun. And in those gun, you will have to write these points. That gun is something which is static and permanent, and it is a feature of substance. It is not the cause of conjunction and disjunction, which is caused by karma. These points, okay? अच्छा, हाँ, क्या doubt है? Ma'am, how guns can be considered as independent reality, as it can vary based on perspectives like color, texture, etc. Guns, guna. Okay, sorry. Ma'am, how guns can be considered as independent? एक second नीचे करो. अच्छा, Mayank solved. Okay, Mayank का solve हो गया. विकास का doubt दिखाओ. Ma'am, if manas interact with many senses, how it formed many perceptions at the same time? No, it doesn't interact with many senses. This is what Nyaya Vaisheshika is saying. They interact with only one sense at a time, and if they perceive only one thing, but at a very fast pace. So manas can come in contact very fast, but at one time it will connect with only one sense. Okay. वही मैं अभी समझा रही थी. Quality will remain eternal. Like color. Supposedly ये wall है. नहीं. ये cup है. So there will be some color in it. So color as a quality will be permanent and eternal. But the color white, it can change. अभी इसको हल्दी में डुबा दिया या पिंक कलर में डुबा दिया, तो कलर कौन सा हो गया? पिंक. So it can be either white or pink. So the quality can change. So that change of quality is when we are saying non-eternal. But color as a quality, color, कुछ तो color रहेगा ना? Whether it is pink, black, purple, blue, yellow, it will be eternal and static. Color, it will have one or the other color, but the entity or the quality of having a color will remain. है ना? हाँ, some color will be there. And when we say some color will be there, this means quality is eternal and permanent, but the color itself will change. बहुत पुराना हो जाएगा तो ये yellow हो जाएगा. So this color may change. So white may change to yellow, yellow may change to black. So that is why color is the gun. But these are, you understand like this. So even this, in this gunas, there are, so we don't study in detail, but there are various, within this guna itself, various shades. Something like this. ऐसे समझो, अभी हम लोगों ने वो करा नहीं है ना? एक होता है ऑब्जेक्ट, उन्होंने these people have described object in great detail. Dravya, Dravya, Gun. Gun will be shape, color, texture, size, everything. Everything will be gun. And now within this gun, there will be another classifications also. But we don't read them because we don't have to deal this topic in this detail. They have, it is not quality. That is why they have written. It is not the quality of quality. So red, blue, green are not the quality of quality. They are just categories of quality. है ना? Types. But the quality is only color. ठीक है? Don't go inside it. They have gone inside it. So Vaisheshika have classified it. But we will not go. Why? Because we will be studying सामान्य and particularity as a separate concept. अगर मैंने आपको यहाँ वो बता दिया तो वहां आपका हिल जाएगा. इसीलिए we will not talk about it. We are studying this Nyaya Vaisheshika philosophy na in a very shallow manner. And why we are studying in shallow manner? Because this is what UPSC. Our objective is only to clear this exam. That is why we are not going in great detail. But these philosophical systems, they have delved into great detail about all these things. Like even when they talk about object, they talk about 6 types of contacts that are there. They will even talk about the relation between this white and this white. They will even talk about, people who are not directly related. So they will talk about even the person who made it and the father of it. They will connect it in deep manner, but we don't do it because that's not required for our syllabus thing, for our UPSC preparation. And that is why the original contents are known as Granth. There are lots and lots and lots of Granth written on these philosophies. So whenever you go out, never ever say, I am an expert in Vaisheshika philosophy or any philosophy. You are not an expert. We are just cursorily looking at these schools from the perspective of UPSC preparation. If you go deep into any school, you will find to study one school itself needs lifetime. Each school needs complete lifetime to understand what each school has said about everything. Because these people have researched a lot. जैसे कि मतलब छोड़ो, लेकिन इन सब चीजों के यूनिवर्सल पर्टिकुलरिटी के ऊपर भी उन्होंने बहुत डीप एनालिसिस किया है. लेकिन हम उसको अभी इसलिए नहीं कर रहे हैं क्योंकि यहाँ यूनिवर्सल पर्टिकुलरिटी पढ़ोगे तो जो कैटेगरी है यूनिवर्सल वैशेषिका की, है ना, सामान्य एंड विशेष, you will get confused there. Of course, there are confusions because that is why they have been criticized also. But we don't do those extreme criticisms also, because in answers, how many criticisms we can write? 5, 6 max. है ना? If the question is on criticism, 7, 8. Can you write more than that? No. And these criticisms we will give you, of course, we know. So in those criticisms, should we write the broad criticisms or the minute criticism? Broad criticism. And already we have 7, 8 broad, 10 broad criticism. So should we consider even reading those minute criticisms? No. Because if you read it, you will write. The moment you write, you will miss a broader one. And if you miss a broader one, examiner is like, basic to likha hi nahi. So we have to be very sure. Don't go very deep inside it. Okay. You need someone to drop you? You are going? Okay. Take care. Going home? Bye bye. Happy Diwali. How many of you are going tomorrow? Huh? Today? And day after tomorrow? 11 को कौन जा रहा है? अच्छा, दिवाली पे कौन रुक रहा है? Oh, quite a population. Good. Okay. Chalo. They only determined nature and character. So we are still talking about gun. They only determined nature and character of a thing, but not their existence. Qualities inhere in a thing as something passive and inactive. So quality is inactive and passive. Shape, inactive and passive. Color, inactive and passive. Quality is the non-material or asamvayi cause of objects. Samvayi cause kya tha? Okay. In an object, there is samvayi, asamvayi and nimitt karan. Samvayi is clay. Pot banana hai agar hame, if we have to make a pot, what is the samvayi or the essential? Clay. Asamvayi is color, texture, shape. So if the color is gray or red or white, does it matter? Will it impact the existence? No. And then there is this nimitta karan. Nimitta karan means efficient cause, which is the water. Fine. So color is or gun is the asamvayi cause. Okay. Kanad has mentioned 17 qualities, but later Vaisheshika added 7 more qualities, making it 24 kinds of qualities. Example, color, taste, smell, touch, sound, number, conjunction, disjunction, etc. Conjunction is coming together, disjunction is separate. So thread conjuncts together to make it a cloth. Disjunction makes it back into thread. Fine. Now conjunction and disjunctions are qualities, but they are not brought by qualities. They can only be brought by action. So action makes thing come together. Once it is together, this pattern, this coming together is known as conjunction. They cannot separate by themselves. Threads, they cannot separate by themselves. Need action to separate. But once it is separated, this property of being separate is known as disjunction, which is a quality. Clear? Okay. And there are mental qualities like pleasure, pain, desire, aversion, effort, merit, demerit, etc. Fine. बिल्कुल static, factual questions आते हैं और यही points लिखने हैं. अगर गलती से ये मुश्किल लग रहे हैं, तो I'm telling you, it's 7th grade. Once you read it and understand it, all of these points are very easy. There is nothing, rocket sciencey about it. Okay, कर्म और action. अब देखो quality के लिए हमने क्या define किया था? How is quality defined? That inheres in a substance and cannot exist independently of dravya or substance and has no quality or action within itself. अब पढ़ो इसे. अब कर्म क्या है? What is the third category? कर्म or action? It is that which inheres in a substance, like quality. So quality inheres in a substance. Similarly, action inheres in a substance and cannot exist separately from the substance. While quality is static and permanent feature of the substance, action is dynamic and transient, which is the cause of conjunction and disjunction. Action हर वक्त तो नहीं होता. Currently this table is not moving, but if there is a movement, it will be in द्रव्य itself. Table ही तो move करेगी ना. रुमाल move करे, कुछ भी है तो कुछ move करेगा. Even if air is blowing, what is blowing? Atoms of airs are blowing. Fine. Okay. Action itself is devoid of qualities and resides only in one substance. So within action also there is no quality. And it resides only in substance or one substance. जो move कर रहा है उसमें है. Action subsists in limited bodies and substances like atoms. So where will action be placed? Within finite substances. So how many finite substances do you find here? No, here. नहीं, ये भी नहीं है. कहाँ गया? Atoms will move. Manas and soul will move. Now tell me, can ether, space and time move? Why can't they move? They are infinite in themselves. They are all pervading in themselves. Where will they move? For movement you need space. कुछ खाली जगह चाहिए ना movement के लिए. Whatever is there, it is already filled by space. Where will you move the space? Similarly, ether, whatever space is there, it has been already covered by ether. Where will you move ether? You cannot. Similarly, time, it is an infinite in itself. Can you move it? No. Therefore, only movement that can happen only in finite or infinitesimal atomic substance or dravya. Fine. There can be no action in all pervading substance because action would require more space, but all pervading substances are already infinite. Simple. Action itself is not a constitutive cause of anything. Action will not cause anything. Because of action, you cannot prove the existence of something. Existence can only be proved by dravya. So existence is dependent on dravya, whereas gun or karm will not be proofs for existence. Gun or dravya constitutive cause nahi hai cheez ka. So this table, the existence of this table does not depend on its qualities, neither does it depend on action. This table, the existence of this table depends on dravya, because if there are no atoms, there will be no table. Supposedly there is no color, still there can be table. हाँ, जो बिल्कुल सोच रहे हो, बिल्कुल सही सोच रहे हो, वो हम करेंगे criticize. And action, if this table is not moving, it is still a table. According to Nyaya Vaisheshika, gun and karm are not the constitutive elements of anything. What is the constitutive element? Dravya. Dynamic है. नहीं, time, sorry, कर्म कह रहे हो ना आप? नहीं, वो तो eternal है. Time is one. We divide it for our own benefit into something. Okay. Where are we? Action itself is not a constitutive cause of anything and is called padarth, as it can be conceived, thought, and named independent of the substance where it inheres. So, action, वो जा रहा है, वो आ रहा है, you know, all the actions can be think of separately. Plate उड़ गई, so plate is separate, उड़ गई is separate, है ना? Man runs, so man is separate. Runs is, we can think of it as separate, we can name it as separate, but where is running? Inside. It can only be inside a man. Running can only be inside a man. Can you say running? Does it make any sense? Who is running? Dravya. So action will always be in Dravya, and yet it can be thought of and named separately. Therefore, Vaisheshika has divided it into two categories. The classification of Nyaya Vaisheshika regarding Padarth is absolutely random and it makes no sense. That is why we will criticize it. Don't worry. Ordinary karma or actions are perceivable. So if somebody lifts something up, if things are moving, car is moving, we can watch it, we can know it, we can see it, we can perceive it. So ordinary karmas are, or ordinary actions are perceivable. But the karma stock, how many karmas are left? What karmas we have incurred, good and bad? Can we see it? No. Those are imperceptible. And things which are imperceptible are known by either inference or yogic intuition. Either you make an inference or who will tell you? Yogis, known through intuition. तो पंडित जी ने देख के बताया, not पंडित जी, ऋषि ने देख के बताया that you know you have accumulated many bad karmas. How did he know? Yogic intuition. Can you perceive? No. You are facing some troubles in life, then you say बुरे कर्म सामने आ रहे हैं. You are facing something good in life, अच्छे कर्मों का फल है. Through inference, you are making some inference about the karmas as a stock. Clear? According to Vaisheshika, there are 5 kinds of actions or karmas: upward movement, downward movement, contraction, expansion, and locomotion. 5 kinds of movements. Okay? So what are karmas? Very simply said. Yes. Being at rest is not an action. That is why they have said action is transient. It will be there or it may not be there. And it will be changing. Fine? So till now we have done Dravya, Gun, Karma. कोई प्रॉब्लम? जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है वो कहाँ है? क्रिटिसिज्म. जितनी प्रॉब्लम्स है वो बिल्कुल होनी चाहिए, because they are unreasonable, and all these are or will be found in criticism. Okay. No, everything sums up in it, yeah. So so now again, these karma that is there now, it is not just directional in nature. Upward, downwards again have very deep and profound meaning. It's a very profound meaning. Utthan and patan. So if the soul or anything, if you rise towards higher merits, अच्छे कर्म, upward motion. Bad karmas, downward motion. All of these are very profound, है ना? Going from one place to another. So in all directions you can go. Yes, basic karma, basic. So the basic karma as well as the stock has been defined with this. So basic karma like moving right, left, moving from this room to that room, moving from this country to another country, locomotion. So things contract and expand, contraction and expansion. Other movement is upward and downward. ये सेंटर है, अब किसी भी दिशा में, इसीलिए उन्होंने ये लोकोमोशन रखा है, राइट लेफ्ट नहीं रखा. how many directions are there? Infinite. मैथ्स भी नहीं आती, साइंस भी नहीं आती, फिलोसफी भी नहीं आती. You said infinite? Good. यूग तुमने भी कहा पहले या बाद में? पहले. Good. So there are infinite directions. So if there is a square here, how many directions? Infinite. It can only move in upward and downward direction if you talk of the relative movement. And then it is either locomotion or contraction and expansion. This is scientific, actually. Science also defines 5 kinds of motion. And these are those 5 kinds of motion. Class 5th or 6th, science, physics, NCERT. 7th में 7th लो 7th में उसने बता भी दिया. Ma'am, so they rejected, I think, therefore I am of Descartes. कैसे? ये कहाँ से आया? ये Mayank, how did you reach this what do you say conclusion? ये फोटो दिखाओ क्या है? Yes, very right. हाँ, बिल्कुल, absolute है, वो भी आएगा, but it will be subtle motion. ओके देखो इतना डीप तो हमने पढ़ा, बताती हूँ. इसमें तो वैसे 3 तरीके के शरीर हैं, लेकिन वो हम पढ़ते नहीं है. सूक्ष्म शरीर है ना, ग्रॉस बॉडी, और मतलब इट्स लाइक these are very spiritually deep philosophies. Okay, next is samanya. Samanya means samanya generality. What are the various names of samanya? Common, universal, generic, class concept, essence, idea. All of these mean the same thing. It generally means cowness, simple cowness. Now Vaisheshika, Nyaya Vaisheshika school has accepted cowness as a category. That means that this can be thought of, it can be named, and it is a real. So it can be thought of as separate. So cowness is separate from cow. We can name it as separate cowness, which is separate from cow. And according to Nyaya Vaisheshik, this cowness is real. So Rishi Kanad did not make it a separate reality. The Rishi Kanad did not make it a separate proper. He did not prove the objective reality of it. He just made it a category. But Nyaya Vaisheshiks later Nyaya Vaisheshiks, what they did? Made it a proper separate reality with objective reality. So they proved cowness hoti hai alag. It is a separate thing from cow. Now this cowness is found in cow to make it a cow. So each cow must have a cowness, and only because it has cowness, it can be called a cow. So where is the cowness found? In the cow. But it is having a separate reality. It is the separate existing thing. Cowness. Clear? So let us read. सामान्य बहुत कॉमन आता है. सामान्य and samve. These two are very frequently asked by UPSC. Every third or fourth year, they will ask you, what is Samanya of Vaisheshika? How Vaisheshikas explain their concept of Samanya and how Nyaya uses it in its epistemology? How has Nyaya used Samanya in their epistemology? Samanya, Lakshan, Alaukik, Pratyaksh, Prama. To explain what? Vyapti. Perfect. It is the common character of things which fall under the same class. All individuals having the same samanya will have common characteristics. चाहो तो example लिख लो. cow. Universal resides in substance, qualities and action. Substance, cowness. उसी की qualities जब आ जाएंगी तो क्या होगा? Cowness is, it's like a samane. So redness. So red is there, redness. Similarly, action. क्या चीज? Walkness नहीं होता कुछ वैसे. So there is this samanya for action also. Like अभी रननेस तो नहीं होता. क्या चीज? और बताओ और कैसी कैसी मूवमेंट्स होती हैं? टायर्डनेस. नॉट टायर्डनेस. इसका कोई एग्जाम्पल नहीं है, लेकिन उन्होंने माना ऐसा. ठीक है, मतलब आई एम करेंटली नॉट गेटिंग द एग्जाम्पल. लेजीनेस. हाँ, तुम लोग दे दो सब एग्जाम्पल्स. बहुत बढ़िया. Was example of cowness given by them? Yes, Aman. So cow is the favorite of all philosophers. Cow's example, I don't know why, but cows, pots, वो potness और ये जितने भी examples है ना, ये सबने दिए हैं. हाँ? Snake and rope. So somehow, once a person gave an example, now every philosopher took the same example to make it understandable, either to prove other person wrong and themselves right. So that is why they took the same example. Okay. So samanya is one, eternal, residing in many. So cowness is one, eternal. So does cowness, is cowness born or dies? Cows get born and die, but cowness is eternal, and it resides in many. Cowness is found in how many cows? All the cows. It is found in all the cows. Even when there is one cowness, it is present in all the individual cows. Similarly, universal is eternal, while the individual where the universal is found is subject to birth and death, production and destruction. So tableness is eternal, whereas tables are non-eternal. ऐसी बंद कर दो. According to Nyaya Vaisheshik, samane is not just a class concept in our mind, but it is the objective reality similar to the ideas of Plato. So किससे compare किया है सामान्य को? Ideas of Plato. Plato, we have not done it yet, but understand it is like Kaunas lives in a separate world beyond space and time. So Kaunas is there as an entity, which is also found in every cow. अब कैसे ये यहाँ पर है, सब में कैसे मिलेगी, ये प्लेटो का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था, ये वैशेषिका का भी सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. एकदम शांति सी होगी ना, है ना, टू साइलेंट. ओके. So knowledge of Samanya is obtained through Samanya, Lakshan, Alaukik, Pratyaksh, Praman, which we have done. How, where does it classify? How do we classify? Samanya, Alaukik, Lakshan, Pratyaksh, Praman. कहाँ पे आता है, किसके अंडर आता है ये? Extraordinary perception. Unusual. Perfect, perfect, very nice. Okay. In perception, we have nirvikalp and cervical perception. Now tell me, before reading, Samanya Lakshan will be known, or the Samanya or the universal will be known in nirvikalp or cervical? How many of you believe that it will be cervical? Nirvikalp? Why? You perceive there is something, but you don't know what. And Samanya defines what a thing is. And what is known in cervical. So Samanya will be known in cervical perception. Clear? Read it. Yes, Shobha, perfect. लेट क्यों हो गए? तुम लोग पढ़ो यार, अब तुम क्यों देखने लग जाते हो? हाँ, ओके, वहां से लेट हो गए. सो यू विल वॉच ऑनलाइन. Okay. Ma'am, I have one doubt related to Dravya. Is it close to physical atom or spiritual atom? So now soul and atoms, both are part of Dravya. It is both. So physical atoms will be more close to the atoms of air, earth, or water, fire, and spiritual atom will be soul. हो गया? Okay. A universal does not subsist in another universal. Otherwise, an individual may be man, cow, horse at the same time. In one individual, how many universals will be there? One. So in you, there is only manness. And now, can there be a universal within a universal? No. So it will be like manness, horseness together. Not possible. It's not. This is different from Plato. Remember, this is something very different from Plato. They are saying there can be only one universal in an individual, and that particular one universal will be unique. उसके अंदर एक और यूनिवर्सल नहीं होगा, तो एक यूनिवर्सल के अंदर दूसरा यूनिवर्सल नहीं होगा. यूनिवर्सल इज समथिंग यूनिक. फाइन. Now, if there is only one individual of a kind, only one universal subsists in all the individual of a class. So one cowness will be present in all the individuals of cow. One table nest will be present in all table nests. If there is only one individual of a kind, like ether, ये अदर लिखा है, इसको काट के क्या करेंगे हम? Ether. Then it cannot be a universal. Universal के लिए क्या चाहिए? You need many individuals to find that essential quality, but ether is only one. Can you say ether is having a universal of etherness? Universal means that it must be, there must be many other individuals. Therefore, there is no etherness. If something is one, then it doesn't have a universal. It is a particular, only one. Conjunction inheres in many substances, but it is not a universal. Therefore, it is not eternal. So conjunction means coming together. But now it is coming together. Can you say it is there is some conjunctionness? According to Nyaya, no. Because it can be broken. So is conjunctionness eternal? No. Something which is not eternal. Can it be samanya? No. Because samanya is always eternal. So cowness, eternal. Tableness, eternal. Even if there are no tables, still the tableness exists as a universal. Yes, according to them. This concept of universal and particular will become absolutely clear in Plato. है ना? Wait till Plato. वैसे अभी भी बेसिक आ गया, लेकिन पढ़ा है, देख लिया तो समझ आ गया, बस बहुत बढ़िया, तो तुम लोग वेल प्रिपेयर्ड हो. हाँ, तुम लोग सच में देखते हो सब? ओह गुड. ओके गुड. अरे किसने देखा है? हाँ, क्लास में देखा था. लाइव क्या है? इंस्टाग्राम पे भी नहीं, इंस्टाग्राम पे तो नहीं डाला हमने, डाला है. हाउ डिड यू नो कि इंटरव्यू अच्छा रहे तो फिलोसफी भी अच्छा होगा? क्या है ये इन्फ्रेंस? हाँ हाँ, मतलब ये तो व्याप्ति हो गई ना. ओके. हाँ. नहीं होगा. अभी हम करेंगे, पर्टिकुलर्स के अंदर भी नहीं होगा. ओके, कम हियर. And there can be no universal for particularity. So there is this category of Vishesh. So according to them, each atom is having its own particularity, something which distinguishes it. अभी हम particularity करेंगे, वहाँ पे हम समझेंगे. But there can be no universal for particularity. अभी बस याद रख लो, जब हम particularity करेंगे तो समझ याद कर लेना, ठीक है? And there is no universal for abhav और negation, because negation के लिए क्या universal बनाओगे? वो तो exist ही नहीं करता. तो किस किस चीज के लिए universal नहीं है? Space, time, ether. Conjunction, even disjunction, है ना? अभाव, particularity, anything which is a single entity only, which has no other to compare to, all of these will not have any universal. And there will be no universal within a universal. Simple. ये सब universal नहीं. What can be universal? Something which has many, and the essential quality will be called as cowness, or that is universal. And now this universal, according to Nyaya Vaisheshika, has objective reality. It exists separate from cows. While cows are also there, this cowness is also real, according to Nyaya Vaisheshika. Now this kind of concept will be criticized by Buddhism as well as Jainism. We will see how. Right? After this, we will divide Nyaya into various concepts. How different schools have conceptualized Samanya itself. Right? उससे पहले हम लोग ये देख लेते हैं इसकी classification. Very simple classification. First is para, second is parapara, third is apara. Very simple. First is para. Para means the larger one or the highest. Highest means being good. So everything comes under para or beinghood, beingness, beinghood or beingness, right? So this is para. इसके नीचे क्या आ जाएगा? परापरा. वो परापरा क्या है? Intermediate one, like द्रव्यता. Dravyata. So in Dravyata, there will be many things. And last will be apara. And apara means cowness, एकदम lowest. उससे छोटा कुछ हो नहीं सकता. Apara, cowness. So what are the various types of samana? Para, parapara, or para. Apara. So beinghood covers everything. Whatever is there, it is existing. Therefore, it must be a being. Kuch hai. This means beinghood. Second means uski niche. So more encompassing, you become more. What do you say? Understand it like this. So this is beinghood. In this is dravyata, and in this is cowness. अंदर नहीं है ये क्लास कैटेगराइजेशन है, सिर्फ क्लासिफिकेशन. मैं बता, it is like in human is not in animal. Human is also an animal. समझ में आई? हाँ, ये प्लेटो में ज्यादा अच्छे से समझ में आएगा, बट एरिस्टोटल, हाँ उसमें भी समझ में आ जाएगा. बट अंडरस्टैंड इट लाइक दिस. So human is an animal. Also natural animal. Yes, we come under the category of animal. And we are also human. And in also human, male or female. And in male or female also Indian or something. Let's categorize. So now Indian is not in female. Female can be an Indian. समझ में आई? इन नहीं है, अंदर नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है. Human is inside animal. Is human inside animal? No. Animal is the larger category. Within it, there can be many animals. One of the category is humanness. And in that humanness, there can be a category of male or female. These are classifications. This is not universal talking. ये प्लेटो में समझ में आएगा, यहाँ पे आएगा ही नहीं. Similar to zoological classification. Kingdom, phylums, और वो क्या था? Kingdom, phylum, kingdom, phylum, class, genus, species. यही है ना शायद? पक्का? ये मुझे पता होना चाहिए, तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए। मैंने एग्जाम दे दिया, पास कर लिया, तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए. It can be asked, isn't it? There can be a question. I'm not sure about phylum and class. याद मत कर लेना, एक बार चेक कर लो, चेक करो, गलत मत याद कर लेना. अच्छा लो, somebody has written it. Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. I was right. Anybody, anytime a question can come, which of the following is correct, and they will just, order will be changed. तुम लोग पढ़ते नहीं हो क्या? Okay. Ma'am, universal is lowest is confusing. Please explain. Lowest मतलब? Apara is the most specific kind of universal. So it is like cowness. Nothing can be smaller than cowness as an identity. That is why it is the most lowest universal. Ma'am, if cowness exists beyond space and time, how do they know about it? I already told you. Samanya is known by alaukic pratyaksh praman. Samanya lakshan alaukic pratyaksh praman, which is an extraordinary perception. In it, we don't know it usual way, but in an unusual way. पहले ही बता दिया ना उन्होंने ये तो, कि सामान्य को कैसे जानेंगे. बिल्कुल. Then सामान्य. In सामान्य, cowness, the concept of cowness or the samanya itself has been conceptualized by different philosophies in different manner. देखो ये है concepts, ये समझना जरूरी है. This is a difficult question according to UPSC and it can be asked. सामान्य और universal. So most of the schools will accept samanya. Who will not accept? Charvak. Others mostly will accept. Buddhism will not accept, of course. But there are three concepts in which we can understand samanya. These people have explained samanya in their own way. So first is, of course, Nyaya Vaisheshika. This is realism. According to Nyaya Vaisheshik, universals like cowness, these are real, knowable, and knowable. They are real. They are objective reality. Objective reality means there is something separate as cowness which exists separate and independent from cows. So cowness is also there, cows are also there. This cowness is also found in cows. But even if all the cows are dead, still the cowness exists. Because it is a universal, which is an objective real, and it is beyond space and time. It is taken up as a reality, objective reality. Fine. Second concept about this is given by Buddhism. According to Buddhism, this is also known as nominalism. Nominalism means very interesting. So according to Buddhism, the atoms, are they permanent or momentary? Momentary. So each thing is changing always. So there is a continuous change. If things are changing and each moment has its own qualities, these qualities are for this moment only. The next moment will have its own qualities. So these qualities are known as swalakshan. Swalakshan means its own qualities. So each moment there is a continuous change, and with each moment the qualities are also changing. So will it accept some permanent essential qualities? Can Buddhism accept some permanent essential qualities? When it cannot accept some permanent essential qualities, this means they cannot accept samanya. According to them, there cannot be a samanya. But now the problem arises, then how Buddhists know that this is a horse and this is a cow? How do you know? इन लोगों के लिए तो आसान था. इन्होंने कहा, wherever you find cowness, that is a cow, and wherever you find horseness, that is a horse. Very simple. But now Buddhism faces a problem, that how do you know that something is a cow or something is a horse? Because there is nothing permanent about anything. There is no essential quality which we can name. Then how do you differentiate? Now they get confused or they get, in trouble. Kaise bataye? Now they talk about, they say, a cow is a cow because we call it a cow. That is, we give it a name. Cow. Name. So basically, cow is a cow because this is not anything else. Simple. Now, Harshit is a Harshit because nobody else is a Harshit here. So the moment I say Harshit, he knows I'm talking about him. Why? Because nobody else's name is Harshit. He knows I'm talking about him. So is there some universal Harshitness? According to Buddhism, no. There is no Harshitness, but just a name. And because of that name, and that name is not carried by anything else. Therefore, he identifies that I am talking to Harshit. तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं, तो कोई बात नहीं. दो अब वो हर्षित तो आइडेंटिटी अलग होगी, लेकिन काउ में ऐसा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना. ऑल काउज आर काउस, है ना. ऑल काउज आर काउ. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू बुद्धिज्म, ऑनलाइन वालों को भी पता चल गया एक हर्षित लगता है. मैम, बट टू प्लेटो इट इज द हाईएस्ट यूनिवर्सल, सो न्याय वैशेषिका it is different. Harshita, we will do Plato, then you will get through it. Navneet Rastogi, AC on कर दीजिए sir. AC on कर दो. ऑफलाइन बच्चे ऑनलाइन कमेंट कर रहे हैं. उनके अकॉर्डिंग हर्षित की क्वालिटी किसी और में नहीं होगी फिर. नहीं, ज्यादा दिल पे मत लो. इट्स ओके. बात समझने की बस इतनी है. अकॉर्डिंग टू देम वी आइडेंटिफाई that this particular class of animals are known as cows because they are not horses, they are not rats, they are not lions, they are no other. You cannot classify them into another names, and just you have given this class a particular name, cow. Therefore, according to them, cow means not non-cow. देखो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये लिखना. The moment samanya comes, you must write this. According to Buddhism, cow means not non-cow. लिखा हुआ है नोट्स में. Not non-cow. Non-cow मतलब, पहले से ब्रेक कर लेते हैं. Non-cow मतलब जो cow नहीं है. This means everything else. And not मतलब ये आपस में कट जाएंगे. Two negatives cancel each other to make it a positive. So you cut not. What remains? So their way of defining cow, or how we can differentiate between मैं बोल लूं? पक्का? How can we differentiate between a horse and a cow and a rat? According to Buddhism, there is no samanya. There is no permanent essential quality through which we differentiate. Rather, we just differentiate on the basis of name. A particular section is known as cow. This means the moment you say it a cow, it is not any other thing. And to understand this, you just have to understand that this group is not non-cow. They are not talking in the terms of qualities. They are just superficially talking in the terms of name. And this concept of theirs is known as apohavad. Agar, I'll tell you what is the Buddhism is also very logical. So currently we understand that this is cow. Okay. What is Go then? Go. Go. So you name them Go. Now it is Go. And in Russian, यार हर बार कबू का नहीं होता यार, चेंज भी होता है. खास था. And in Arabic, मुझे नहीं पता. और in German and in Chinese. हाँ, जिसको पता है वो देख लो. But the idea is that the same group can be called by any name, but we just understand it that whatever name we give, it is just different from others. That is the classification according to Buddhism. They do not believe in samanya or any permanent quality. They just talk about that our classification or our knowledge about something is dependent on comparison. Huh? Yes, they are linguistically doing it because they cannot accept some permanent essential quality because they believe in Kshanikvad, non-permanence, Anityavad. And this whole concept is known as Apohavad. Apohavad is considered to be one of the most difficult concept in very difficult concept in philosophy. जिसे अपोहवाद समझ में आ गया, उसे कुछ भी समझ आ सकता है. Also, ma'am, if they are asking that there is something which is not a cow, are they not admitting something that is cow is permanent? No, this is what now? When they deny that this particular group is not a horse, not a lion, not a this, not a that, they are not accepting anything permanent. भाई वो कुछ कह ही नहीं रहे cow के बारे में. Are they saying that cow has this quality? No. They are just saying that it is different from others. And what is not different from others is a cow. If this animal is not different from others, it is a cow because it has a name. Cow. And just on the basis of nominalism, that is why it is known as nominalism. Just on the basis of name, they are doing this. A very, very unique concept, nominalism, found in Buddhism. And it is because they cannot accept a permanent entity like Samanya because they already accepted Kshanikvad and Anityavad. Therefore, they will have to accept अपोहवाद, ऑप्शन ही नहीं है उनके पास, नॉट टू एक्सेप्ट अपोहवाद। ठीक है, समझ आ गया? I know it is a difficult concept. If you have any doubt, ask. Also, ma'am, if they are saying, अच्छा तो हो गया. Clear? Okay. Then तुमने नोट कर लिया ये अरेबिक चाइनीज नेम्स? अरे यार. Then how will you learn languages? हाँ? आपसे नहीं सीखनी ऐसी लैंग्वेजेस ऐसा? Okay, okay, come back. So Jainism and Vedanta. Now they believe in conceptualism. Conceptualism. Now Jains and Vedanta are okay with the concept of samane. They say yes, there is a samane, which is the essential qualities found in a particular class of group or objects or things. So all the tables must have a tableness. All cows must have a cowness. All horses must have a horseness. Fine. But now they say that is not an objective reality. It's not outside somewhere living in some other world. It is not beyond space and time. So this universal cowness is found in cows itself. Cows के अंदर मिलेगी और humans को कैसे पता? उनके mind में मिलेगी. Where you find it? So सामान्य और cowness are concepts within our mind. These are mental concepts. It doesn't have objective reality. So the objective reality is accepted by Nyaya Vaisheshika. Clear? Achha. Batao. So according to which school this Samanya is only a name, also known as Apoho. According to which schools it is only a concept, mental construct. And who has accepted the objective reality of Samanya? Perfect, perfect. यही सबसे difficult question पूछा जा सकता है. Okay. पढ़ लो, जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ो, भाग के. मतलब भाग के मतलब बहुत तूफान की गति से पढ़ो. ये वही है जो बताया, वही है, पढ़ लो, जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ लो. तुम कितना स्लो पढ़ते हो ना यार. पढ़ लिया? पढ़ लिया? पूछ लूं? Clear? Any problem? What is Swalakshan? So Swalakshan is the quality of that particular movement for that particular moment. Simple. So Swa means self, Lakshan means qualities. So each movement has its own qualities. Swalakshan. Accepted by Buddhism. लिखा हुआ है बेटा. क्या लिखा हुआ है? Oh. Correct. This moment has its own Swalakshan. Swalakshan. own qualities unique to the momentary item accepted by Buddhism. Particularity भी करा दूं? चलो कल। अगर तुम में से किसी ने बोला मैम सिलेबस कंप्लीट नहीं हो रहा है, जिसने बोला मुर्गा बनाएंगे, और वो भी स्टेज पे। कहाँ पे बनाएंगे? स्टेज, इस टेबल पर, so that online students can also see. Okay, tomorrow we will finish Vaisheshika. इसी पे बनाएंगे।